guys. Hey, this is so cool. Hi, my name is Alex. I'm a comedian. I'm from New York. I'm a Jew. I'm not just a Jew, I'm an Orthodox Jew. I've never had bacon. I'm that kind of Jew. I've never tried bacon. I've tried MDMA, but I've never tried bacon. And I remember like the first time I was aware of being Jewish, I should have been aware like 8 days in, but you're not really like around when they take it. I was at a children's birthday party, and not for my circumcision. That would be a terrible children's birthday party. If your kid came home and you were like, how was the party? And he was like, there was the weirdest magician you've ever seen. I was at a children's birthday party, my whole family was there, and I reached for a slice of pizza that had sausage on it, and my grandfather slapped my hand away and said, you can't have that, we're Jewish. And I said, what does that mean? He said, it means you'll never be happy. And I was like, what? He says, it means you'll never be happy with the way things are, and you always question things. You always want things to be different from the status quo. And I said, I don't want to be Jewish. And he went, that's the most Jewish thing there is. I love New York. I love living there. My first job when I moved to New York City is I worked at a KFC. I worked at a KFC for 3 weeks, which is the longest anyone has ever worked at a KFC. I have a pension. And what you're supposed to do when someone walks into a KFC is say, can I help you? The KFC that I worked at was in New York City's Penn Station, and I worked the 1 a.m. to 8 a.m. shift. At 1 o'clock in the morning in a fast food restaurant in a train station, can I help you is not good customer service. It's a promise you can't keep. This woman comes in once, and she's at least 350 pounds. And by the way, like, I've been in the UK a lot, and it's hard to tell, like, this part of the joke because, like, they don't use pounds there. Pounds is, like, money. They use, like, different things for weight. So, like, they use, like, kilograms or, like, that's right, they use stone. So, like, I had to be like, this woman came in, she was one boulder, and... and she gets to the front, and I said, can I help you? And she went, I don't know, can you? And I was just like, oh, yeah, of course. I was like, what would you like to eat? And she goes, I don't know. And I was like, what are you feeling? Which is also the wrong question. Because she goes, well, I'm tired, and I'm homesick, and I miss my family. What do you think I should get, you little asshole? And because I was like 17 and I had no other option, I was like, if you miss your family, we have a family buckets. You can get family buckets. That is the best I can do. It's so funny, now I have this job and this is the best job. Although sometimes like, sometimes it's weird, like I do weird shows or I follow weird acts. Like I was performing this summer at a festival in Scotland and I had to follow, okay. I performed at Tea in the Park, which is this mud and drugs festival they have in Scotland. I don't know how to explain it to people who haven't been there in this part of the world, but just like, if you guys know Lord of the Rings, it's like Mordor, but without all the nice local residents. And I'm performing on the cabaret stage, which is a booking error. And I had to follow a burlesque act, which is never a good idea. Because no one's ever like, those ladies are really sexy. Let's see what a skinny Jew has to say about it. And I'm talking to one of the other performers, and she said, what do you do? And I said, I'm a comedian. And she went, oh my God, I could never do that. And I was like, thank you, I'm a hero. And I was like, what do you do? And she went, I'm a sword swallower. And I was like, you're impressed by the comedy thing? And she went, yeah. What if it doesn't go well? I don't bleed out from the inside. That never happens to a comedian. If you went to a comedy show and you saw a bad comedian, you probably wouldn't talk about it the next day. If you went to a cabaret show and you saw a bad sword swallower, you would never stop talking about it. Or you'd repress that memory And then like 10 years later, somebody be like, do you want to go to Cabaret? You'd be like, I went once in the 90s. And she had hiccups. I don't even know how you become a sword swallower, because as a comedian, you start in an open mic or an open spot and you work your way up. You cannot do that as a sword swallower. You can't be crap and get better. Because if you mess with attempt number 1, there's no attempt number 2. And there are no open mic nights where someone can show up with like a butter knife and be like, hi, I'm hoping to get way better at this. All right, guys, thank you so much for having me. I'm Alex Edelman. Enjoy the rest of your festival. It's been a weird few weeks. I was involved in a breakup recently. No. It wasn't my breakup. I was at a Starbucks, and there was a couple sitting next to me. And I got involved in the breakup. It was a guy and the girl. I was sitting there reading a book. I was reading The Great Gatsby, which is a really interesting book, but it's not more interesting than hearing someone go, give me one good reason we shouldn't go out anymore, Michelle. And I was like, this could close. She was clearly the one doing the breaking up. Clearly. He's like, give me one good reason we shouldn't go out anymore, Michelle. She misheard him. She misheard him because he said, give me one good reason we shouldn't go out anymore. And she heard, give me 35 reasons in a row. In public as loudly as possible. And it could have been one reason. All of the reasons were variations on, you're not smart enough for me. She could have just said that. She didn't. She took a scenic route. Give me one good reason we should have gone more, Michelle. You're not smart enough for you, you're not educated enough for you, you're not mature enough for you, you're not emotionally mature enough for you, you're not sophisticated enough for you, your taste in music is bad, your taste in food is childish, your taste in clothing is like, look at you. Like, I can't remember the last time you picked up a book or a magazine of your own accord. You're not intellectually curious. Your vocabulary isn't as extensive as I would like. You're not very erudite. And you could see the whole Starbucks be like, fuck, he said one reason. And you could see the poor guy wanting to argue with her and be like, I am smart enough for you. But you could also see him thinking like, what does erudite mean? And this is where I stepped in. Hold on. This is where I stepped in. She said, hey, Kev, which, by the way, enough of a reason for me. What are you, 7? Hey, Kev, we should just be friends. That is a terrible start to a friendship. Hey, I never want to fuck you ever again. Hey, here's a laundry list of reasons you're one of the dumbest people I've ever met. We should catch a movie sometime. And I turned around in a crowded Starbucks and I went, he has enough friends. He went, he's not with me. And I was so caught up in the moment that I was like, Kev, I'm with you all the way. There was news recently. Anyone know the most popular song of all time? Anyone know? Happy Birthday. Happy Birthday. I've gotten some bad guesses, don't worry. Last week someone went, Titanic! Which is not a song. And yesterday, someone apparently seriously went, All Star by Smash Mouth. And I was like, that's not even the best Smash Mouth song! Happy Birthday, it just went out of copyright. It was a big story. So now it's like, yeah, it's public use now. It's a big deal. And it's a real song. I didn't know. It was written by 2 sisters, Mildred and Patty Hill. in 1912, and the New York Times published an interview they did in the 50s with Mildred, and the interviewer took this shit really seriously. He's like, given the success of Happy Birthday, brackets, to you. Do you think you're the greatest songwriter of all time? And instead of going, it's Happy Birthday, she went, I think the success of the song speaks for itself. Which I love, because that means there was like a pitch meeting of this woman, this arrogant woman just like kicked in a door and she's like, are you motherfuckers ready? And they're like, what do you got for us, Mildred? And she's like, you guys know birthdays? And they're like, is that the day you're born? And she went, yeah, but it's about to be a big deal. And she's like, line number 1, happy birthday to you. And they're like, that's pretty good. Is there a second and fourth line? And she goes, you bet your ass there's a second and fourth line. Second line, happy birthday to you. And they're like, slow down. And then they break for lunch and they come back. They're like, is there a third line? And she's like, you're not gonna believe the third line. And they're like, is it happy birthday to you? And she's like, you would think that. It starts happy birthday, but then there's a twist. And you're like, oh. What do you mean there's improv? She's like, you put the name in. What name? And you're like, any name, as long as it's their birthday. And they're like, Mildred, this is genius. One day, morons at TGI Fridays will demand that the waiters come out and screaming at their friends. And they're like, in the fourth line, and she's like, why change a winning formula?